18 Handicap wants to check on the swing path and improve general contact and ball striking. As we play it through a couple times, we'll see a nice shallowing move of that arm and club at the top of the swing, bringing that what appears to be inside to out on the way through, but there looks to be also some club face rotation requirements to get that thing lined up through strike. So a couple areas we can go from here. Let's first start with the setup. Standing a bit relaxed, like Jordan Spieth, who we happen to have queued up here right behind you. We'll get to in a minute, but with that relaxed position comes a bit of a reach in the arms. Try to drop the hands a little bit closer to your hips and body. That may flatten your shaft plane out and give you the feeling like you may need to stand up a little taller or a little closer in toward the ball. All are things that I believe would get you into a more proper setup position. But using your plane angle where we have it through the shaft of the club, we'll see that with your initial takeaway move, the hands work a little bit upright of that path, and the club head rolls a bit to the inside or to the underside of the line. That is into out bias, but that open face will be more of a block or push bias. Let's continue up to the top as we work that left arm flat across your chest and have a pretty heavy flex of the lead knee up at the top. That activity in the lower body can cause some early extension and some variance in your spine angle, again, potentially causing some of your contact issues. But we're going to leave that active lower body alone and worry more back on your path. So let's reset, draw it one more time. We've seen P2 get a little roll. P3 stays flat of your initial line. 4, which is your top position, transitioning to that shallow, more into out downswing, does have everything working in this direction. Now, if you manage to close the club face and start the ball just a couple degrees right of target, it probably will be a nice tight little draw. But with the common misses being big pushes and snap hooks as the clubs get longer, I know that path may be problematic. So what to do? With the arms and hands dropped in closer, you'll find it easier to work that club a bit more upright on the takeaway. And I do believe you have some decent room, or a great amount of room, to start working that club to try to cover your hands more upright. Get much more upright with your left arm across, not so much your chest, but more feeling like it's tucked under your chin to get a bit more upright before you then shallow and drop it back down. I don't think you're going to be hucking that club over the top anytime soon with that transitional move, so I think you can afford to work more upright before you start working that club more down. So there may be issues that stem from there, but let's pull up our comparison here quickly, which camera angle's not perfect, but we'll just use what we have here. A shaft plane with the arms tucked in a little bit lower would extrude through the belt. Initially, the takeaway, we're going to see some similarities as that club works to the inside or the underside of the line, but there's less rotation of the forearms and opening of the club as that works a bit more back. And then here's where the separation really begins with the much more upright top of the backswing position. You can let, or at least feel like you can let that trail elbow fly a bit, again feeling like that left arm works more under the chin and up more vertically, and then you can drop and shallow it back down without being so far into out as you might be on a swing by swing basis. So this might not be the perfect example of getting less shallow, as this is clearly a big draw from Jordan, but what you can take away is the face angle remaining square and more downward toward the ball at the P2 position, the very flat to bowed wrist in a vertical left arm at the top, and then even the shallowing of the club does not really get too far shallow below the line, more so cutting close to the plane line, starting the ball right, and then working back toward target. So final calls to action, what to do. I believe that a setup position change with the hands in lower, like I said, will work you more upright. So start there. The contact alone may improve with a steeper, sharper angle of attack, and then the wrist angle, which should be isolated and worked on separately, is a whole nother issue, but club face control would be next for you after working on that path. Good luck. Sendaswing.com.